like $20 a
Well, I'm
month.
impressed you can sell it as an add-on to an existing client and giving them, rights to use it on their website. So that sounds exciting. And let me ask you, how do you sell that? Because in my own experience, I've traditionally sold day-long public speaking workshops, media training workshops. And over the years, it's gone from $1,000 a day 25 years ago to now $10,000, $20,000 a day. So I've found I really can focus on this live experience. I can charge more and more. But traditionally, when I have extra stuff, I can't sell it even a penny. I mean, I remember when I first got into online training in 1998, which was way too soon. But even 10 years ago, when people were using online training, clients who would gladly fly me first class, pay a very high daily rate, I'd say, hey, everything we did here can be available to all of your employees all over the world for $1,000 a month license, or $100 a month, $9. It didn't matter. I was not able to sell that as a different service. And I certainly I haven't really tried selling the clone as a separate standalone service. So give us any tips you have
Well, I'll tell you
on
what,
convincing people of the value.
So this is how it worked for me. So I was doing some briefing with this client about the training, and I said at the end of the training, I'm going to get everybody to share their 3 key learnings. I'm going to get everybody to share 3 things they're going to do differently based on the training, and I'm going to get them to answer the question of what will you do to sustain those 2 points. So what will you do to sustain those 3 learnings, and what will you do to sustain the 3 changes that you're going to make? And that led me next to say, look, training is notoriously bad at being implemented when people get back to their desk, but I've got this coach clone that's trained exactly on the content that I'm going to be delivering, and that means that your team can carry on having conversations about the training with my coach clone, and they can get further advice. They can be reminded of frameworks that I've taught in the training. And I think it just so happened that at the time, the agency owner was really looking into AI for their agency as a whole, and so was very interested in this. So he said, can you demo it? And then that's led to this idea of saying, great, we're going to give everyone access. Now, of course, you're not charging $10,000 a month, as lovely as that would be, for access to that. But if I'm making $1,000 a month off of it, I'll be happy because it will cover its costs. And the key thing, as I'm sure you're finding, is I'm just going to learn a lot about how people are interacting with the clone and the kind of questions they're asking, and making sure that the answers the clone is given are as close to the answers I give, and just using it to train the clone even more. So I can't say that this is a trend yet, because this has only happened once, but I feel like selling the coach clone on the back of something else or integrated into something else seems to be an easier sell than selling it on its own.
That's essentially what I'm doing. What I do is I give away access to the clone to anyone who's taken one of my online courses. Right now, I have about 10 million total enrollments in my online courses. So I'm giving it away because I'm just trying to plant seeds in people's brains to let them even know this thing is available and is a thing.
Yeah, and that's the answer to your question, sadly, is like, how do we get people to use this?